This video is for anyone who's felt stuck in the last year. Trust me, I know what it's like to feel like you want to get it together, but you just can't. I used to ask myself, why can't I follow through? I tried every planner, tracker, app, everything to get my life on track, and somehow things still weren't going the way that I planned them to go. So I started studying people who actually follow through, who actually achieve their goals, who actually have what they wanted to see in their lives, who said that and then achieved it. That's when I realized it wasn't because they just had some goals and they knew what they were and did nothing. It was because they designed their life around their goals. They designed their space, their life, their entire identity around these goals. So today I'm breaking down 5 simple changes that finally helped me achieve my goals. And this is not because I'm a new person or something because of these goals. It's because I started acting like a new version of myself. So let's stop waiting for permission to start. You're not a broken person. You're just in between versions of yourself. And by the end of this video, you'll know how to build a version of yourself that you're proud of without burning out or feeling stuck and crushed by the discipline. And we're not gonna fix everything today, but we're closing the gap between dreaming and doing. We have 75 days until the new year. And this isn't about waiting till January 1st. It's about taking those days to shift the direction of your life now so that things are going in the direction that you want to see. So, we're going to start with the power of writing things down. And I'm kind of going to do this like a brain dump. It's not really going to be like all that structured. So down, I mean a goal, not just any old thing. Your goals right now. When I was younger, I used to keep everything like stored in my head, my goals for the year, my New Year's resolutions, and that never worked for me. So let's just get that out the way. But you're not gonna remember if you don't write things down. So let's start with, what do you write down? I like to start with a life audit if it's been a while. 1 second. Make sure this is, yeah. I like to start with a life audit. So a life audit is basically just writing down all you do for a few days. This allows you to track your habits. And there you can know what you want to keep doing, what you don't want to do, and just basically get the ball rolling on knowing what you're actually doing. And this doesn't take much work to just set a reminder for every hour to write down what you did or what you're doing, and it makes a big difference. From there, you want to turn this reflection into a system. You can use paper, you can use Notion, you can use whatever you want to use to make a system to track what you're doing and what you're not doing. But tracking it is important because that's part of writing things down. So I use Notion. This gives you clarity and relieves all of the chaos from your life because you're remembering the things that you're doing and not doing. Next, you want to make a list of all of these things that you've tracked and do a love it or leave it. So let's say you usually get up in the morning and play video games, but you should be doing something else. Maybe it's time that you get a morning routine, but we'll move on. We don't need to think about what you should be doing at this point. We're just thinking about the things you are doing. Maybe you like that you read before bed. That's a great thing to do. It helps you fall asleep. That's a habit you love. You want to keep it. That is how you're going to write things down. Just writing a list of goals is not necessarily going to help you achieve anything. But understanding what you're doing is going to make a big difference. And you'll continue to track these things throughout your year. So you must always be writing down your goals and the things that you're doing. Okay. Now, grammatically, I don't know if that makes sense, but you get what I mean. You are who you believe you are. Now that you've taken a look at the things that you do and you actually are doing, now you can take a look at who you have been telling yourself you are and shift your mindset. This is all about your mind. Just drawing in the wrinkles because we all have wrinkly brain. It kind of looks like two peanuts, but I digress. This is where we're going to start shaping our new identity. Your new identity is shaped by, or your identity is shaped by how you talk to yourself and what you believe about yourself. So we really want to shape our beliefs about ourselves and stop talking negatively about ourselves. So we want to do an audit of our thoughts this time. Like, not necessarily good thoughts or bad thoughts, but limiting thoughts and thoughts that bring you closer to your higher self. So think of it like, and if these are the, let's do a different color. Okay, so you have your limiting thoughts, and then you have your higher self aligned thoughts, and you're having these thoughts all day, and you can't necessarily say whether your thought's going to be that or the other, but your thoughts are constantly going from a higher frequency to a lower frequency, depending on the day, depending on the time, depending on what you have going on. You're always having thoughts. You just want to have thoughts that are moving towards your higher self and not towards this direction. So it's about the direction of your thoughts and how close you're getting to being your higher self. You want it to go towards being your higher self instead of going towards limiting thoughts. And this is why I'm not someone that preaches you are what you think, or the law of assumption means that all of your thoughts have to be higher self thoughts. All of your thoughts don't have to be higher self thoughts to make things work out. We have different thoughts throughout the day, but getting more of these higher self aligned thoughts is the point, so that you can be aligned with your higher self. And your higher self is, the person you want to be. That's just the term I've been using for years to describe the concept of the person who I want to be in a short term. It's just higher self. So you're going to want to think about, how would my higher self talk to me? What kind of things does my higher self think about their lives? What kind of lives do they have? All of these things are going to bring you towards thinking more like your higher self, and you just want to repeat these thoughts. This is where people get the idea of doing affirmation, because that really does work to change what you're thinking about to make it more higher self aligned. And over time, the choices you make will start to change, and the decisions that you make will start to change, because you're moving towards your higher self alignment, because you're doing your affirmations, because you're thinking about who you want to be constantly. You're getting closer and closer to being aligned to who you want to be. So I used to tell myself that I wasn't a hardworking person. I wasn't someone that could follow through. Those thoughts and the things that you tell yourself, and that maybe even your parents have told you about yourself, are things that are holding you back. You have to think more so like, I'm the kind of person who follows through. I'm a hardworking person. I get things done. Once you start talking to yourself like that, you'll start doing more things and being in alignment with that. You'll start taking care of more of your priorities. You'll start finishing things. You'll start getting things done. And it might not be perfect at first, but it's about the consistency of still thinking these things and still believing these things about yourself. And I placed this step specifically before talking about actual habits that you're forming, because it's important to think about your mindset first, because your mindset is what's going to be reflected out into the world. Spiritual people, we always say, as above, so below, as the universe, so the soul, as within, so without. And those things are so true. When your mindset is chaotic and crazy, your life becomes chaotic and crazy, and everything goes to shit. So we all know that feeling. We all know what that's like. Going towards your higher self is about calming that chaos from within and then seeing what that looks like outside. So this is what has stopped me this entire year that I'm just now realizing. It's a trap to get overloaded with all of these different goals and things you should be doing, and oh, I should change this, oh, I should change that, oh, I should focus on this, I should focus on that. I have so many goals for so many different areas of my life, and it's like I need to consolidate that. So now this year I'm limiting myself to 5 goals in 5 areas of my life. So family and friends, career, health, and these are the areas that I chose. You can choose whatever areas of your life you want to choose. The idea behind this is to make 5 goals so that you can have easy habits that work with those goals, and just simplify everything, because the more simple everything is, the easier it is to do.